solving linear equations involving fractions. Question 4. Solve and check the equation. X divided by 10 equals x divided by 11 minus 12. To solve this problem, I want to get rid of the denominators. In order to do that, I'm going to multiply all of my terms by the denominator. First, I'll get rid of the denominator of 10. So I'm going to multiply my entire equation by 10. This means I'll do 10 times x over 10. I'll also multiply the 10 to the x over 11. And I'll also multiply the 10 to the 12. Now we can simplify this. 10 times x over 10 equals x because the denominators cancel. And then 10 times x over 11 is 10x over 11 minus 10 times 12, which is 120. Now I still have a denominator, which is an 11, so I'm going to do the same thing again. I'll multiply the entire equation by 11. That means I'll multiply x times 11. Then I'll multiply 11 by the 10x over 11. And I'll multiply an 11 by the 120. When I multiply through, I get 11x equals 10x because the 11's cancel, minus 11 times 120, which is 1,320. Lastly, I can subtract the 10x on both sides, and I'm left with 11x minus 10x, which is x equals negative 1,320. So that's my answer and my solution set. Question 5. Solve. 5x over 2 minus x equals x over 10 minus 14 over 5. Now this problem is similar to the problem we just did, but if we look at our denominators, 2, 10, and 5, we can see that the common multiple is 10. That means that 10 is divisible by 2 and it's divisible by 5. So if we multiply all of our terms by 10, then all of our denominators will cancel. Let's take a look at it. Let's multiply the entire equation by 10. That means that I'll multiply my first term by 10. I'll multiply my second term by 10. And then on the right side of the equation, I'll do the same thing. 10 times x over 10 and 10 times 14 over 5. Now if we look at 10 times 5x over 2, I can cancel out the 2 and make the 10 a 5. That's because 2 goes into 10 5 times. Or 10 divided by 2 is 5. Now, if I go through my problem, we can see that my 10's in the denominators of this term will also cancel. And then the 5 in this denominator position will cancel with the 10, making this a 2, because 10 divided by 5 is 2. So let's rewrite this all out. If I look at my first term, I now have 5 times 5x minus 10x equals x minus 2 times 14. So I have 25x minus 10x equals x minus 28. 25x minus 10x is 15x, and that equals x minus 28. Lastly, we'll combine all of our x terms to the left side. So I'll subtract x on both sides, and I have 15x minus x, which gives me a 14x equals a negative 28. Now I need to isolate the x variable by dividing by 14 on both sides. When I divide 14, I get x equals a negative 28 divided by 14, which is a negative 2. So my solution is x equals negative 2.